Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is Hart, and today I have my prize pick plays and picks for the Thursday night football game tomorrow night between the Chiefs and the Chargers. Should be super high scoring, should be a great game to watch. Finally, we have a great Thursday night football game, so super pumped about that. So if you're new to the channel, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. My first pick for tomorrow night's Thursday night football game is going to be Travis Kelce over 80.5 projected receiving yards. As you guys can see, Kelce absolutely dominated last week versus the Cardinals. He saw 9 targets, caught 8 of them for 121 yards, 1 touchdown, almost 30 fantasy points. And the reason why I like this is he's had past success against the Chargers. If we look to last season, first game between the two, he caught 7 catches for 104 yards, 11 targets, and that's with Tyreek. With Tyreek Hill gone, he's only going to command more of a target share percentage from Mahomes. So past success in the second game last season, he got the game-winning touchdown, but as we can see, 13 targets, 10 receptions, 191 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, he's had a ton of success against the Chargers. This game has a 54 implied game total from Vegas with a 3.5 point spread to the Chiefs. So this game should be very high scoring, should be great going back and forth. There should be a lot of passing. So really like the over here based on his past success, based on his elevated work role with the Chiefs, being the #1 wide receiver, also the #1 tight end. He only played 64% of the snaps last week, but that's because they blew out the Cardinals. Really didn't need him, but in that 64%, he saw 9 targets. So his share is massive share of targets are going to Kelce's way. So really like the over receiving yards there. The second one I have for you guys is going to be the Herbert over of 21 fantasy score. The reason why I like this, as you guys maybe saw in the stats I just brought up, Herbert last year, he had a great game versus the Chiefs and then a bad game. But if we look at the start of this year, what I really like is how efficient he was against the Raiders. Now, he didn't have eye-popping numbers, but when you look at his quarterback rating, almost 130, that's insane. I mean, he went out super accurate, 279 yards and 3 touchdowns, got them the win. You know, it wasn't flashy. They didn't win by 3-4 touchdowns, but he was super efficient, got 23 fantasy points. He had success against them last season, and with Keenan Allen being hurt, do you think they're going to rely heavily on passing it towards Mike Williams as well as Austin Eckler? So really like the over here for Herbert. Has an upside with a 300 passing yard points bonus, as well as all the touchdowns. He can get you a QB sneak as well. So I really like the over projected fantasy score of 21. Even in his bad games, I mean, that's pretty much his floor. So like the over there. Expect a huge game from him in this great game environment, high scoring game environment. The third one I have for you guys today is going to be Austin Eckler over receptions of 4.5. Now, with Keenan Allen hurt and out this game, Austin Eckler is going to command even greater of a receiver target percentage from the backfield. Now, 4.5 receptions is a little too low for him. Last year against the Chargers, he saw 4 targets in the first game, 6 in the second. That's pretty much his floor. All of last year, he had games of 4 targets, 5, 6, 7, 8, even more than that. I mean, he's a target machine. He saw 4 in this last game in his first game against the Raiders. Now, the reason why I like the over here is he only saw 49% of the snap count with that game last week. He split the backfield with Kelly a little bit and Michelle, and Kelly got 2 targets. I mean, that's pretty much the floor. You're going to see Austin Eckler only get 49% of the snap counts. No, you're going to see him back into the 50s, 60s, and 70s. I really expect it to start this week. And he saw 4 last week. They're going to need him to step up in the absence of Keenan Allen. He already commands a huge target share percentage. Only expect that to go up as Justin Herbert relies on him and Mike Williams to carry this team, especially when they're favored as underdogs. So really like the over here projected receptions. He's also a guy that pretty much catches every ball that goes his way. Last year, I think he was 4 for 4, and then 6 for 6 on catches when he played the Chiefs. So really like the over here of Herbert leaning on Austin Eckler to get those catches out of the backfield and those little routes on the side and in the slot. And then the fourth one I have for you guys is going to be the over on Juju receptions of 5. Now, the reason why I like this one, as you can see from my Twitter thread, if we look at the Chiefs, once again, they blew out the Cardinals, so a lot of these numbers aren't as solid as you'd like them to be after a game. But Juju saw 8 of the 20 targets, so almost half the target share went to Juju for the wide receivers. He played 66% of the snaps, and that's, factoring in the blowout. He probably would have played a little bit more, but Juju commanding 8 of the 20 targets for the wide receivers is huge. Huge. Means Mahomes is really going to trust Juju to be the number 1 wide receiver this year, especially out of the slot. Really like Juju in this matchup against the Chiefs in this game environment when he's seeing that kind of volume. 8 out of 20 targets, 66% of the snaps. Expect that to be even higher this week. Sorry, I'm trying to find him right here. Last week versus the Cardinals, 8 targets, 6 catches, 79 yards. Didn't get a touchdown, but he has that upside as well. But really like the safe floor he's going to have of 6, 7, 8 plus targets as his floor, and you can probably even get into the teens if they're really down. So really like the safe floor here. Number 1 wide receiver for the Chiefs, as we saw last week. Mahomes is really trusting Juju when it comes to how many balls they're throwing him, and I think when you're going to get 7, 8, 9 plus targets a game, getting 5 of them, especially in this game environment versus the high-scoring Chargers, is just a little too low for Juju when he's commanding that much of a target share percentage. So these are my 4 Prizepicks plays I have for tomorrow night's Thursday night football slate. If you guys want a 5th one that I might add in that I really like is the over Mahomes rushing yards. Now, it's a sweat. I'm not going to include it with the 4 Prizepicks plays I have for you guys today, but this is like an off one on the side if you want to include. He's hit this in both times he played the Chargers last year. He hit it, I think, in over half of his games last year. His floor, if they're going to do a prop, I'd probably put it at like 20, 22. This man, breaks off huge runs. He doesn't run a ton, 5, 6 times a game, but when he does, he usually picks up chunks of yards because they're having to worry about Kelsey downfield. Now they have Juju, MVS, so really like the over here if you want to include that, but I'm not going to throw that in the 4 Prizepicks plays for you guys today. So those are my 4 plays. If you like the video, please leave a like, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. Follow me on Twitter as I'm putting up all these good fantasy football stats and threads every week to help you guys out there as well as DFS wise. So those are my picks, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.